Okay, so here's a little description of what we're doing here when we're adjusting the camber on this thing. Now, it would be ideal, and if you have an alignment rack, you can actually do this because the car is up in the air, the wheels are still on it, all the weight is on it, and you can get under there and you can actually get to the adjustments, make the adjustments, and look at what you did. In our case, what we have to do is make the measurements, jack the car up in the air, make the adjustments, hopefully in the right direction, put the car back on the ground, roll it in and out of the garage a couple times, get the suspension to settle out, and then make more measurements. And naturally, you never get it right the first time, so you're doing this, you know, over and over again until you get it right. We've got the right side of this car, I mean the left side of this car, front and back pretty well right now. Now we just need to tweak the right side a little bit. The camber was -1 1/4 on this side, and it's -1 on the other side. So I wanted to get it a little closer to 1, I mean -1, so that way they'd be a little even. Really, you know, for the street, you really don't want more than 1. Really, like -1/2 or so is plenty. But the other side's at 1, so we're just going to see if we can get this one to be 1. And what we're talking about here is, first thing you have to do is remove the brake duct, which bolts right on the strut here. And this bolt here is actually the camber adjustment. If I can get around the light here. These two bolts are what bolt the strut to the hub assembly. This is just a straight through hole. This one has this eccentric on it. There's an eccentric on the other end of it, and this is just a washer with an eccentric on it, and the bolt has a flat on it to drive this washer around. So grab the right wrench here and we'll move it a little bit so you can see what's going on. Hard to tell if that's enough or not, but yeah, you got it. Now, I put this gauge out here so I can see what's going on. You got to move it pretty far to get it to go. I also have this screwdriver stuck in the top to force it, you know, the weight's going to be on it, so you want to kind of get it pushed that way to, you know, for when it's settled, because it's going to want to settle that way anyhow. And really right now I'm trying to get to like about 0.5 degrees to the right of that 90. So let's see if we can do this one-handed here. Hey, that don't look so bad. Maybe a shade more. Yeah, I'm liking it. Well, I'll look at it in the camera later. That'll be easier to see. But so that's the camber adjustment. Toe adjustment, it's a typical rack and pinion steering, so you've got threaded steering rods here, and these are the tie rod ends. You know, lock nut. You loosen the lock nut, spin this some, and you know, that's how you adjust the toe. Caster, a little more complicated. So this is a caster block. So you've got this what looks like a bolt that goes through, but it doesn't. There's a nut here and a nut here. In the middle, these two shafts are eccentric to each other. So as you turn this tab here is actually attached to the what the nuts are attached to. So as you move this back and forth, you change the caster angle. Kind of like we described before with the control arm on the floor, but you gotta loosen that nut and that nut, grab this with a vice grip and turn it the way you want it. And that's pretty much how you do the front. Alright, so there we go. We got it all tightened back up again. We got it where we want to be. Should be about a half a degree to the right of that 90 mark. Now it's important to note that this is not the camber measurement here. You have to make the camber measurement with the car on the ground and the suspension all settled. This is just a way of measuring the camber angle while you're adjusting it. And it doesn't, you know, relate numbers wise directly to the camber angle. It just gives you something to go by. So I was thinking I need, you know, a half a degree to get down to a half a degree there to make my you know, -1 degree or a little under measurement come true when I put the thing back down on the ground. So yeah, you're not making a direct measurement there. The car has to be back down on the ground. So we're all tightened up and ready to put the wheel back on and get it back down on the ground. I think that'll be it for tonight. The next thing to do is to conquer the right rear. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow night.